Hello everyone, greetings for the day. So in today's video lecture, we are going to study the programming model of PIC18F458 family. So as looking into the architecture of PIC18F family, studying the programming model is very much important. It gives a very clear idea about the different parts of a PIC18F458 family. So basically from this diagram we can say that see, we have already studied the different sections of this PIC18F458 family. Okay, so the various sections are microprocessor unit, that is called as MPU. You can see it over here. Okay, it is MPU, that is a microprocessor unit. Then you have a CPU, that is a control unit. Okay, you have a CPU which is a control unit, which is the heart of the system. And there are various registers in the sense we have program counter, we have table pointer, bank select register, special function register, stack pointers, status register, and WREG, that is a working register. All these are registers. Each and every register has its own functionality, right? So it follows the RISC architecture. Okay, so as we can see, the separate program and data memory is there. See here, you can see this is a program memory, okay, and this is a data memory. Both of the memories are separate, so the separate buses are used. You can see here, these are the separate buses for the program memory as well as the data memory, right? So separate buses are used to connect the microprocessor unit to the memories. So microprocessor unit is connected to the program memory by using these buses, okay, and same in similar terms, this microprocessor unit is connected to the data memory using these buses. Okay, so we can see certain numbers are written over here. Can you see these numbers which are written over here? PC is of 21 bit, table pointer 21 bit, BSR is 4 bit, FSR 12 bit, stack pointer 5 bit, okay, then status register of 5 bits. Okay, you can see these numbers which are written. These are just for simplicity so that you can understand it very easily. So these numbers indicate the number of bits the particular block is going to hold. Okay, example, status register. Okay, actually the status register is of 8 bits, right? Amongst that we are only going to use the 5 bits and 3 bits are unused. We have already studied it. Okay, so amongst the 5 bits, the C, that is carry flag, DC, digit carry, N, that is negative flag, OV, overflow flag, and Z. Okay, these are the 5 bits. In similar terms, you can see 8 is written under WREG. Under program counter you can see 21 is written. This indicates the number of bits the particular register is going to hold. So we can see the address bus and the data bus along with the number of bits written under them also. Okay, this is indicating that number of bits the address and the instruction bus can hold. Also we can see the expanded view of these memories. Which is the expanded view? Okay, you can see the one which I have marked with the black color is the expanded view here. Okay, this is the expanded view of what? This is the expanded view of data memory. You can see here, this arrow is here. It means this is the expanded view of data memory. And we already know that we have the available data memory of 4 KB, right? We have the available data memory of 4 KB. Okay, and it is consisting of 16 banks. Okay, so here if you notice it properly, you can see this is a BSR showing bank 0, 1, 2, see this is 5 and the last bank is F. It means this is bank number 15 and here you have bank number 0. Okay, so all these are your 16 banks. Okay, so each bank will be of 256 bytes. 16 banks into 256 bytes of each bank will be equal to 4096, which is almost equal to 4K. In this way, if you see here 4K is written. In this way, this 4K memory is being covered by the banks. Okay, so a part of 0th bank and a part of last bank 15 are taken and are called as Axis Bank. So you just notice here, I'll just mark it with a red color. Okay, so this is a Axis Bank. In order to select the Axis Bank, you have a notation letter A, small a. This bit can either be 0 or it can be 1. But how this Axis Bank is formed? It has taken some part, a part of bank 0, you can see it here, okay, and a part of bank 15, means first and last banks part are taken and it is forming the Axis Bank. But Axis Bank, the bank 0 addresses from 00 to 05. You can see here, these are the addresses 00 to 5F. Okay, and bank 15 has the address from 60 to FF. Here you can see. Okay, so the same addresses are put over here. The same addresses are put over here. So the actual 12-bit address of Axis banks are as, okay, see, bank 0 from 00 to 5F and upper 4 bits will be 0 as it is bank 0, because see, we need to complete 12 bits. Okay, so this is your 8-bit address and remaining 4 bits will be here, whichever bank you select. On similar lines, for bank number 15, it is from 60 to FF. You can see it here. Okay, and 4 bits will be F. Why F? Because it is bank number 15. Okay, it is bank number 15. Okay, so you can see the Axis Bank. It consists of general purpose registers and the special function register. It is combination of both of them. Okay, now you can see this A. When A is equal to 0, you have to use Axis Bank, that is this bank, for data memory. And when your A is equal to 1, you have to use a bank select register. So it depends on this small a whether you have to use a Axis Bank or a bank select register. Okay, so there is some important point as far as the programming module is concerned. Okay, so it includes 77 assembly language instructions. PIC18F instruction set consists of, most of the instructions are of 16-bit word length, and there are only 4 instructions which are of 32-bit word length. Instruction set is grouped into 4 categories. Okay, that is byte oriented instruction, bit oriented instruction, literal operation and control operation. Okay, these are the 4 important points of instructions, that is the category of grouping the instruction. So byte oriented operations. Byte oriented operations means what? Here the operation is performed on a byte of data, and we know that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay, so here the operation will be performed on a byte of data. So quantity basically will be a byte of data. Then you have a bit oriented instruction. Bit oriented instruction means here the operation will be performed on a single bit. Operation will be performed on a single bit. Then you have a literal operation. Literal operation means the immediate data is available in the instruction itself. Immediate data is available in the instruction itself, and this control operations will be performed wherever there is a necessary to take a controlling action. Okay, so this was all about the programming module. So basically studying the programming module gives you a brief idea about the internal structure of a processor, that it consists of a microprocessor unit and a controller unit, that is it has separate program memory and a data memory. Along with that, it has different registers, and below that registers we have specified the values, each bit, each type of register which is going to handle those number of bits. Okay, so I think this is very clear now, and at the end we saw the different groups of instruction, that is bit oriented, where you can perform the operation on a byte of data. Bit oriented means the individual bit can be operated. Literal means immediate value or direct value is available in the instruction itself, and control operations, so that you can perform any controlling action. Thank you.